Why, hello there, my fellow pirates. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Crashlanded Corsairs, Episode 10, Royal Guest. Well, that's an awkward thing to have in a wooden building. So, current priority is enslave Olga. Still working on that. And if I guess bury Appa. I'm gonna bury Appa like somewhere just insignificant. Jailbreaker glitch. Fine. It's making more work for me. At this rate, there might not be an Olga by the time glitch is done. Yeah, you lost a pinky. Dang it. Get out of there. I'll have to close this door behind me. Oh, a sunblock and a solar flare. That's cool. Why stop at one? Just block out both. I should be protected from the solar flare if I have a sun blocker. If something's blocking out all the sun, I shouldn't have to suffer stupid solar flares knocking out my power. Oh, speaking of which, need to get the wood fire back on again because the battery's basically zeroed. Tribals could use technology to be really upset. Shh. These tribals do use technology. Alright, they're dormant. Cool. And Acolyte needing help. Wants to hide in Pirate's Cove for 24 days. They don't know. They don't call it Pirate's Cove, by the way. They call it by some other name. I don't know what they call it. Like the... But, do we want to host them for 24 days? It'd be really hard to keep them away from sensitive areas of the base. And, yeah, I was about to say, what can go wrong will likely go wrong. He had a mental break, like, in the middle of destroying the sunblocker. Luckily for me, these things are, dormant, and will remain dormant for 3 days. It could have been worse. It could have been a berserk where he ran and, like, meleeed a scyther. So, count my blessings. At least that didn't happen. And Appa's going down for a burial. Glitch snapped out of his mental break. And is back to cooking. What does the potential recruit look like? What recruit? The Acolyte? Wouldn't be a recruit. They're royal. If that's what you mean. The quest reward? Bell. Bell is a plank cutter who's a nimble misandrist. 40 years old. Believes in Zoot and Way. Can you go punch Jaguar? Oh, Jaguar's not really getting up anytime soon. Oh, now they get up? Bye-bye. Where are you? Oh, you're taking them to the research room? I guess that's fine. At some point, we'll have non-lethal weapons researched and be able to suppress slaves a lot more effectively than what you see currently happening. I just haven't had the technology. But that's the plan. That way it's not just like RNG chance for any time slaves get all finicky. Well, at least Isaac didn't get struck by lightning. Again, counting those blessings. Another mech cluster. So we've got 4 slug turrets, a smoke spewer. Really? Screw the sun. My lord, do you want the sun to turn off? A lancer and of course the smoke spewer. Holy cow. 3 anti-sun events back to back to back. Didn't I pack food? I did. He's just too dumb to eat it. Got it. And a hostile caravan detected to make matters perfect. Alright, let's get the slave stuff sorted. Did the cluster have... Yeah, so it has proximity. So let's do in a void zone. So we don't step on it. Could I use mortars if I kept them hidden? Yeah, or against mechs like this, I could use mortars anyway. The mechs aren't going to tell the royals. Mechs don't talk. But if, like, let's say it was a humanoid raid, no. Because then any survivor of that raid, it would become very obvious that I use mortars against them. And it would reveal the fact that I was not... Neolithic tech. So I can use mortars against insects and mechs, but no humans, unless I guarantee that there are no survivors, which is... Oh, really? Who woke you up? Oh, maybe the countdown act? No, the countdown activator was still 2 days away. Who the heck woke you up? Sure as heck wasn't me. All right. Oh, you know what? Maybe... No, it wasn't the boom rat. No, because you're not tamed, even though you're named. I don't know. So you guys do want me to host the Acolyte for 24 days. Man, I gotta say, I know I'm gonna pick on you, Chad, a little bit. What you're voting for boggles my mind. Hosting Acolyte is, like, stupidly difficult, whereas building the Titanic structure is very, very easy, and you don't vote for one and then you vote for the other. It's like, you got everything backwards. I mean, you're welcome to vote backwards. There was no rule to say that you couldn't, but my lord, does it ever seem like you're voting backwards. Alright, so let's get Isaac in here, get this thing cleared out, and then get back home. Yeah, I mean, like a thousand stone structure is super cheap to build in this scheme of things. But then hosting an Acolyte for 24 days is really annoying, because then I have to be very careful about what the Acolyte sees, because if he ever sees anything, essentially all progress is reset immediately. So, one is way more risky and difficult than the other. Well, you should be trying to. I mean, you don't have to, but you should be trying to make the goal obtainable within the time frame of the challenge. So what I might end up doing in lieu of that is like legit just stop pulling for things. If that oh, I shouldn't grab this stuff because I might be seen on the way home. Stop pulling for things if I think it is detrimental to progress. Oh, frickin' Nightbot! Come on, man! Wake up and join the Okay, that sucks. So, because the alpaca was asleep when I left the map tile, the alpaca was, like, not brought home. Try a revote? No, I'm not gonna do a revote. If you vote against your best interests, you're just simply not going to see an assassinated Stellarch. I'm not going to, you know. So if you really want to vote the way you want to vote, that's fine. But goals won't be met. Just keeping that in mind. Okay, that's already out of my stockpile, so let's just close the door. Stop eating my pemmican, freeloading rat. So, Isaac, you might be able to forage for food. And Olga's enslaved. Good. Alright, we'll turn this into a slave room. And Olga's gonna get raffled off. So, good luck. So Olga's a constructing, growing, mining slave. One who apparently thinks they're entitled to beer. Let me fix that. Isaac will be home in time, so it should be fine. I don't need any more sandstone because we already have their sarcophagus. Find something better to do. And Isaac's home. I just have to... Whoa, he was about to commit suicide. I was going to say, I just have to be very careful how he paths in. Because it's not exactly safe out there with the mech cluster and lancer. And he immediately tried to, like, walk straight into the cluster. I figure leaving the cluster intact and hoping that I get raided, where the raid is going to use this door, which has them path right by the cluster, might work to my advantage. Might. There is one drawback, which is the creatures I can hunt due to the clusters covering the door, unless I hunt manually, is pretty limited. What happened with the last monument I built? I still have to protect it for 11 more days. Else it smoke spewers me, which is funny, because, you know, I already have a smoke spewer, so... Punish me in a different way, game. No one's been feeding you, have they? I doubt laying on ancient war sprinter remains is particularly comfortable. But, whatever. I'm over here just mining up more steel for the deadfall traps and other construction projects that are going to take place in here. I plan on eventually getting like machining tables and fabrication benches and the like. Once I have the resources. Question for you all. Should I accept... Oh, you know what? I'm not going to be able to accept the night ceremony until the mech cluster's cleared, but you did vote for me to accept the acolyte, so what reward for the guest? Honor or bell? Or skill trainer? And just a little reminder, Bell is a plank cutting tribal with plants, animals, melee, nimble, misandrist. Have you vote on that? I think pretty soon I'm going to need to do a conquest. I haven't been counting how long it's been, but I can't imagine it isn't. I've got too much longer. We do have a hunting site for pemmican and wolfskin that is only guarded by 3, which isn't too far away. So I might want to start prepping for that. It would leave, if I sent 3 to kill 3, it would leave Olga kind of unguarded. I might want to send, like, Moxie with the rifle and Isaac or something like that. Oh, the steel income's been nice. I don't yet have plasteel for a multi-analyzer. It requires 50, I believe. It's what, 50 plasteel and 20 gold? Which is why I haven't been rushing to it, because I would need to find plasteel. There was 10 at the smoke spewer. But I'm going to start researching multi-analyzer now. I have 35 of the plasteel that I would need, and I might get enough off of this mech cluster once destroyed. Maybe. But for that mech cluster, let's prep to destroy it, or let's prep the plan to destroy it at least, which is to get a smoke spewer to neutralize all the turrets, and then have like Isaac close with the mace to be able to just smush the Lancer, and then the rest should be easy to get rid of. Hey Craig, thanks for the resub. Alright, you guys want to accept for honor. Alright. Should I be able to zone the guest away from the lab? I suspect it kind of makes sense that we could just tell them, hey, they're not, no one outside of our own ideology is allowed back there, as it's like part of a ritual room or whatever. But I'll have you guys vote on that before we accept them. So I'm accepting it for honor, and it expires in 2 days. So in the next 2 days, I'm going to try to get the components mined up so that there aren't any components lying around. So those are the only mining projects at the moment. But I should have that wrapped up quick. Yeah, he barks and then he naps. Yoda's a very strange creature. I think he was barking because one of his favorite foods is banana, and I'm assuming my wife is cutting up banana for my kid. So it, like, aggravated Yoda, and he got all sort of alerted. It's cute. It's cute until it's annoying. Sometimes when he barks when he wants banana, he just goes ape. And then it's less cute. Oh, there's a hunting work site nearby. Oh, that's not exactly nearby, but, yeah, there's plenty of conquest sites around, so that's good. You can't hear it, but, like, Yoda's sniffing constantly. And Tusk is here, too. The current priority is host the guest. These are outside the wall, so I'm going to leave them outside the wall and accept the guest now. Hey, bud. Not a banana. We'll eat it. I hope this guest... Okay, good. So, you guys said I'm allowed to zone him, so let me do that. This will be called guests. Before I have him go in here, let me quickly look. Yeah, there's nothing in there that's a problem. Good. Also, I missed the raffle for Olga, so this raffle's now for the guest and Olga. So he's an undergrounder. Okay. Well, a little undergrounder. Have fun. So the real threat is nobody can use any like real weapons while he's here, except for the non-lethal pistol, because that was a gift by the Royals. Wherever that non-lethal pistol is, I think it's in here. Because they gave me it. But I do have the ability to do like taser guns, stun batons, things like that as weapons. The other thing I want to do, maybe regardless of the guest, is start mining for plasteel potentially. Well, I'll get plasteel off the mech cluster eventually, because I want what we really want is we want a multi-analyzer, and then we want to be able to build a fabrication bench. I do have advanced components from the initial crash-landed stuff that got broken down for the fab bench, but I don't have the stuff for the multi-analyzer. So that's a bit of a bottleneck. Also, another bottleneck is the fact that I have no food, or very little food. Keep an eye on that. Hi. 24 days is really a long time? Yeah, it is. That's why I was like, I can't believe that you voted not for the monument, which would have taken me a lot less than 24 days, for the same rewards as hosting a dude, which is going to take longer, and I'm going to have to feed him and keep him happy the whole time. That's why I was surprised. So we're allowing him to have drugs, but apart from that, yeah, I don't know how to keep him happy other than just hope, I suppose. So let's start a secret mining tunnel. In here, looking for plasteel. The other thing that's going to be really annoying is there's a smoke spewer here, and I can't really destroy it with tribal tech safely. I was hoping to get a smoke launcher, but I can't use a smoke launcher because now Comenia is here, right? So I just have to kind of deal with the fact that I'm going to get smoked out and hope that some raid comes along to destroy the cluster for me. Because otherwise, you know, I'm just sort of sunless. So let's quickly pivot off of multi-analyzing and get air conditioning. So I can build a freezer in here. The plan is to build a little freezer like that, and to have a chimney. So that we can remove some bug risk. Hey Nick, thank you for the resub. Yeah, if I got him killed, I would not only fail the quest, but like, you know. So I'm not planning on, in other words, I'm not planning on like marching him into danger in order to. You voted for me to accept the quest, so I have. Damned to be the consequences, right? Is there anything else to mine in my territory? I don't think so. Olga, you are words. In Comenia, Epixable. So there is steel, but it's overhead mountain steel, so I'm just avoiding it. Yep, I think everything behind our wall is already mined. Okay. The other thing I could do is hunt what's behind the wall. Realistically, I could go outside the wall and do some hunting, which would be fine if I controlled the people manually. I don't see any issue with that. So maybe I do that in order to get fine meals, because fine meals is going to help keep Epixable happy. Let's do a manual little hunt here on like the Mega Sloth. Also, I do have ambrosia, do I not? It might rot eventually, but I should have ambrosia from those bushes. Yeah, for 24 more days. So let's put ambrosia as a consumable drug every 2 days, mood below 80. Trying to keep them very happy. Well, that was easy. What was that, brain? Oh yeah, brained. That was pointed out, yes, the miniseries are miniseries. They're a one-time only. I don't ever return to them. Could you all not try to commit suicide? Jesus. I forbid those doors, so they're not going to use it and kill themselves. And then I'll restrict zone them as soon as I'm done with these hunting. But this should keep the meat and the nicer meals going for a bit. One thing I'm not sure about, so the quest I did accept, he needed help to hide out. Oh, okay. I thought he, like, if he wanted to just learn about our culture, I'd be like, man, you really picked a very boring settlement. Or at least boring on the surface settlement. Words, don't flirt with me. I'm going to cut out your tongue. That's a big no. So I got about a day and a half until the smoke hits. Well, a shuttle needing help. With packed with Mesa enemies? Should have helped the shuttle. Quest rewards would be really just between honor and a large sculpture. I don't think I want a hand talon. Air conditioning got done. Sweet. So I could run a freezer in here, if you're wondering. Like, that would be fine. But this air conditioning, at least the first one, is just for mining tunnels. Try to keep them frozen so I don't get bugs in there. I need a new research project. We'll go back to melting analyzer. I think that makes the most sense right now. Eventually, I'm going to want to get more, like, weapon tech. Maybe even war caskets if there's time. But we don't need war caskets to assassinate the Stellarch. Alright, help the shuttle, yes. So I'm going to accept it for honor. Please crash somewhere nice. Okay, that's not a terrible spot. I was worried that it would be too close to the cluster. Of course, Isaac going on a food binge is a bit of a problem because I am not going to be able to use him in combat. So these are the civilians and then the two cataphracts. So I'll probably have a Bixable come and help. Because he has a stun psycast, which will be useful. considering he can pray just like a whole lot. In fact, Bixable, you can have your own like prayer spot. Because you don't do any work, so you might as well just pray. Like, much as you want. Cataphracts are pretty nicely. Yeah. Absolutely. And the raid's not so bad. And the raid might also offer me up prisoner opportunities, which would be really handy. Oh, and the cataphracts are going deep. Yeah, I'll be able to hide behind them. Although they're dumb and they're trying to gun their way through the horde, or melee brawl through the horde. I mean, not super bright. And again, I only use tribal tech, so it doesn't really matter if they run. I would like to have them as prisoners, though. So you are going to be told to capture Dorna. How fast are you bleeding? 11 hours? Plenty of time. And I might even try to rescue Khalid, whatever their name is. Kalinus, something. Cool. We got 2. Alright, it was successful. Sweet. Oh, gee. Choop. Wait, but why are you doing that, man? He pathed from here to here. Oh, my lord. Drunk. And Shell's doing it too. Carry. And walk. Shell's prisoner is probably going to bleed. Yeah, 3 hours. So let's patch some of those holes. Really? How are you on your feet? You're not even tough. This is incredible. Hang on a minute. I was like waiting until your blood loss... Okay, and, you know, never mind. I was waiting until that dude's blood loss was like critical. Or bad, at least. So that wouldn't happen, but oh well. So Dorna, I don't have to cut the tongue. Well, actually, you guys voted that I cut the tongues out of all of them, didn't you? So I guess I'll be doing that in a minute. There's fire, but there's also rain. So I can become a praetor as soon as this threat is off map tile. Cool. I might want to start prepping the requirements for a throne room and bedroom for Praetor. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to host the guest, mine for plasteel, and make a throne room. There's just not enough space to put room in there. So, fine floors, right? That means running a whole lot of stone cutting. My favorite early Psylink would be Vertical Pulse and Stun. And Berserk. But Berserk's not early, that's a 4. I'm glad they're unconscious, because that's a terrible spot for them. Glad I noticed. Yeah, it's a bit better. Keep tending to them. Note yourself. This bed? Be very careful with it. In fact, uninstall it. Thank you for tuning in to Crashlanded Corsairs, which originally streamed live on Twitch June 24th and June 25th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that this series streamed one time only, so no changes can be made. If you would like to join my live streams, Rhadamant.com or the description of this video have a link to Twitch, and it also has a link to Discord if you'd like to join my gaming community. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel, and also everybody that turned out to the marathon. Thank you, thank you. Hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of another series. Farewell, my fellow pirates.